When the crew said, "Let's visit Egypt," Red thought it would be a calm, educational trip. But with these jelly beans, educational usually means nearly cursed forever. And today, the pyramids were waiting. The spaceship landed awkwardly in the desert, sand whipped in the wind, making out the familiar crewmates standing before the majestic pyramids of Giza. There was Red, always eager for exploration. Blue, never far from a panic button. Yellow, seeking sugary delights wherever possible. Green, ready to face whatever danger lurked nearby. Black, stoic and ready for anything. And finally, Purple, convinced they'd all just signed their own death warrants. Red, all right, stay calm, stay smart. We're here to explore, not destroy. Blue, first step, sunscreen. Second step, panic. Yellow, forget sunscreen. I need a slushy machine. Behind them, the massive pyramid of Khufu loomed in the sunlight. It was time to enter the ancient structure and uncover its secrets. But first, a quick game of red, yellow, green, blue, black, purple, crewmate, human, alien, monster. Yellow was chosen, so they had to stand really still while the others ran past. Yellow, I'm too slow. Please stop running. Oh dear. It seems that someone has wandered dangerously close to the edge of the cliff. Will they make it back in time? After a tense moment, everyone made it back safely. They all took a deep breath and prepared themselves for what lay ahead. As they rounded a corner, they spotted something peculiar. It was a narrow passageway carved into the side of the pyramid. The opening was just big enough for them to squeeze through. As they cautiously entered, dust rained down from the ceiling and their visors fogged up. The air was thick with the scent of old ages. Black, this is fine. Totally safe. Zero chance of ancient curses. Black squeezed past the others, his sleek black body gliding effortlessly through the tight space. He was followed closely by Purple, whose bulky spacesuit made the maneuver a bit more awkward. Purple, if a mummy shows up, I'm speedrunning out of here. Their progress was slow and they had to watch their steps carefully. Suddenly, the passage opened up into a massive chamber. The air grew colder and the crewmates huddled closer together. They gasped as their visors cleared, revealing hieroglyphics covering every inch of the walls. The images told stories of pharaohs, gods and suspicious figures lurking in the shadows. Yellow, oh guys, are we already in the lore? Before anyone could respond, the ground beneath them rumbled. The crewmates jumped in surprise as the floor tiles shifted. A giant stone block fell from the ceiling, narrowly missing Blue. Blue, I knew this was a bad airburn. Red quickly shouted instructions. Red crewmate, stay on the safe tiles. The crewmates looked down at their feet, realizing the tiles had formed a kind of puzzle. They needed to carefully navigate the shifting floor to avoid the falling debris. Purple, being the smallest, squeezed between two tiles. But as soon as he moved, spears shot out of the wall, narrowly missing their visor. Purple, okay, lesson learned. Don't jump around like it's a dance floor. They continued on, each step echoing ominously in the vast chamber. The air hung heavy with anticipation as they made their way deeper into the pyramid. Suddenly, the path split into three. The crewmates exchanged nervous glances. Green, so who wants to win the race to the other side? Black, you guys go ahead. I think I hear something. As the others cautiously crept forward, Black stayed behind, listening intently. His visor reflected the flickering torchlight as he strained to hear over the sound of their hearts pounding in their helmets. Before anyone could speak, the ground rumbled again. The crewmates froze, their visors reflecting the panic in each other's eyes. Green, you HO. It's coming this way. They had to hurry. The ancient traps of the pyramid were no joke. They needed to escape before it was too late. As they ran, they could hear the stone blocks crashing behind them. Yellow stumbled, but Blue was right behind him and helped him up. Blue, we won't make it. The exit seemed impossibly far away. With each step, the sound of the pursuing stones grew louder. Yellow, wait. I think I see a vent. They raced toward it, hoping it would lead them to safety. Squeezing through the narrow opening, they tumbled out into another chamber. Out of breath, they looked back to see the pyramid sealing itself behind them. They had escaped the collapsing tunnels just in the nick of time. Panting heavily, they stood amidst the ruins, coughing sand. The sky was darkening, signaling the end of their adventure for the day. As they admired the majestic pyramids from a distance, exhaustion tugged at their limbs. They had braved treacherous traps and narrowly escaped crumbling chambers. Purple, okay. Maybe. Let's stick to theme parks from now on. Despite the close call, there was a hint of a smile in their voice. The adrenaline was starting to fade, leaving behind a mix of relief and exhaustion. Red agreed. Add Egypt to the never-return list. Red scratched his helmet sheepishly. Even he had to admit that ancient curses were more trouble than they were worth. Yellow, unless there's treasure, then maybe one more try. Yellow's eyes twinkled with mischief. The allure of shiny trinkets was hard to resist. Black, I'm just glad we're out of there. Black dusted himself off, his visor reflecting the fading light of day. He silently vowed to stick to simpler adventures in the future. Blue, yeah, me too. That was a close one. Blue let out a shaky breath, his earlier panic replaced by gratitude for their narrow escape. Green, anyone else feel like we just barely survived an Egyptian death game? Green shivered, pulling his spacesuit a little tighter. Maybe some mysteries were best left unsolved. As the spaceship lifted off, the pyramids glowed against the backdrop of the setting sun. The crewmates huddled inside, shaken but safe. They had witnessed the wonders and dangers of ancient Egypt, and they wouldn't soon forget it. In the dimly lit interior of the ship, they recounted the day's events, each squeak and groan of the spaceship adding to the atmosphere of suspense. Purple, who knows? Maybe we did wake up the pharaoh. I mean, those statues' eyes totally glowed. Purple's voice was hushed, his usual bravado replaced by genuine fear. The thought of an ancient pharaoh's wrath was enough to chill them to the bone. Red, don't be ridiculous. Pharaohs are just myths, right? Red forced a chuckle, but his voice lacked its usual confidence. The weight of Purple's words hung in the air. Black, guys, we don't know what's down there. We should have listened to the warning signs. Black's normally calm voice was edged with tension. It was rare to hear him so rattled. Yellow, I couldn't agree more. But come on, we had to check out that secret passage. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Yellow shrugged, trying to lighten the mood. But the others weren't buying it. Blue, just because we got out of there doesn't mean we didn't wake something up. We might have unleashed an ancient evil upon the world. Blue's visor was grim, his usual cheerfulness abandoned, the playful glint in his eyes replaced by a worried frown. As the ship hurtled through the star-studded sky, the crewmates were left to ponder the mysteries of the pyramid. The gentle hum of the engines, providing a stark contrast to the unsettling questions that echoed in their minds. Green, maybe we should leave the exploring to the professionals. We almost became part of the exhibit ourselves. Green shivered, pulling his spacesuit a little tighter. The thought of being trapped forever in a tomb sent a chill down his spine. Red, well, there's no turning back now. We've seen what is behind those pyramids, and I think we all secretly kind of loved it. Red forced a smile, but it didn't reach his eyes. The thrill of the adventure was undeniable, but the potential consequences still lingered in the back of his mind. The faint glow of the distant pyramids served as a reminder of their harrowing experience. The crewmates were united in their relief to be far away from the clutches of the ancient trap. Red, and hey, at least we're in the medbay now. No one can get hurt here. As Red spoke, the crewmates slowly relaxed, their bodies slumping with exhaustion. But even in their fatigue, They couldn't shake the feeling that they had just barely escaped the clutches of something ancient and malevolent. And thus, day 26 ended not with riches, but with panic, sand in their visors, and one more cursed memory to add to the logbook. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to subscribe, I'd be happy to have you.